we're gonna start like the next few weeks is gonna be on riding, like kind of how to ride almost like a wrestler and really wear people out in the way that you kind of like, if you can be real heavy and just exhausting with them, it's gonna be easier to keep them down. So you'll see this, and you're starting to hear this in the meta, people talking about pinning a lot, where guys in jiu-jitsu have learned if I can build a base and stand up, suddenly things change a lot. And you'll see this in MMA where guys, they don't stay down. So you're not gonna see like a traditional side control as much in MMA. You're gonna see guys camp in half guard a lot. And so they control the hips, right? So if you control the hips, things get different. So we're gonna go over wrist rides today, and we'll probably do leg rides next week. So we'll start with wrist rides today. And I've got a lot of kind of unconventional ways to attack from a wrist ride that people are real unfamiliar with, so it works great because they just don't know it and they don't see it a lot. So I use you. We'll start from a turtle. And kind of like, so exactly, jiu-jitsu guys, when they play turtle, right, they go to those elbows. This is great for me. I know I've talked to some of you about this before. I don't like grabbing this seatbelt because if I do, I'm kind of giving him some game, right? He can trap my wrist, he can roll me, he can start to dig underhooks. There's a bunch of stuff he's got from here. So I always keep my arms out until I'm ready to commit. So if he's down on his elbows like this, he's giving me the wrist ride. It's super simple. I'm just gonna grab his wrist and snake to like that 5-0 position, right? Same type of thing. Like I'm just grabbing, go ahead, come up a little bit. No thumb, hook without the thumb like a false grip. What I can do now is I can pull this in. I move my body around him while I keep my chest on him to here, okay? Feel the pressure?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So my shoulder is driving on his scapula and I'm putting all my weight right into the back of him. If he tries to start to get up and stand up, it's a lot. And as he starts to get up, it lets me free this hand. So come up to your turtle. He's on his elbows, wrist, wrist. This is just like I'm on the handlebars of a bike, no thumbs. I'm hooking. I'm pulling that elbow in and I'm driving him over that shoulder. 45 degrees off, I'm driving that way. I'm not driving over his head, I'm driving that way. It starts to break him down. This gap's gonna open. So when I'm wrist riding, one hook is all I want. I don't want two, I want one. And I want the hook to be diagonal side. So this is diagonal control in wrestling. One arm, one hip, opposite sides. So if I drive him over, I start to circle around, I see this gap open. That's when I start to stick my knee in. I can start to open him up. I'll roll him all the way across. It's like a big roll. We're here. Up, hook goes in, now he's flat. From here, this hand, see how he's got it up by his head? That's gonna be a more common reaction. So I go under the elbow and I take it up by his head. I can go half Nelson here, or I can just kind of post, move around. There's just not much there. It's hard to build any kind of strength or base here. So what I'll do from here, I can go double wrist ride and pull this in. Now, this one's a shin ride. This one's going across the back of his leg. My other hook is in. Weight in. Because this arm is under him, I can pull my hand out and replace it with my chest. Pull your hand back. I'm just gonna get under his chin, or honestly, what I'm more likely to do is just a cross face. Yeah. Super simple. Sucks, but it's great control. If you feel like they have a good base maybe, and that roll isn't coming too easy, maybe I'll just suck him in and I'll open this elbow. Now I can just step in, slowly, get my hips behind him and bump him flat. Just feel his energy. Eventually he's gonna spiral himself down. Boom, he's down. Come in with the cross face. Climb. Lift the chin, get your RNC, get your neck crank finish, whatever. Belly down series, right? So think about, he's in turtle. How do I get him flat? I have a couple of options. Trap the arm, rotate, open him, that gap opens, step, rolling.
That arm does not move at all.
No, he's trapped to his body. So for him to strip the grip, he's got to go towards the opening. And if it's pinned against his body, there's nowhere for it to go. Other one is just, he's got a good base. You don't feel like you can roll him. So we'll drive him, open that gap, step in. We can go claw grip here. This is a good one. And this opens up like he's going to want to turn in, right? So just play with those a little bit, and then we'll go into arm locks. 1, 2.